absorb the knowledge. Do a really big one, and I'll go through my whole process, my thought process for how you can learn this. When I was at the convention center for a long time, we had a lot of girls that worked in the pantry. And what did they do all day long?
Chat.
Honestly, not so much. Not as much as you guys know, right? But they peeled honeydew, they peeled cantaloupe, they peeled pineapples, they peeled oranges, they peeled lemons, they peeled limes, and they just sat there and did this all day long. And they got really good at it. So I realized for doing a banquet, if I'm going to utilize that workforce, I get them to do those potatoes for me the exact way they do the melons and the pineapple and the cantaloupe and the honeydew. They just are peeling potatoes. So it's that rounded football concept that we need. And at the convention center, I didn't really care so much if they were perfect, just that they had that uniform shaping is what I thought was most important. That they would all cook the same, that they looked uniform on the plate. We did them really big so I could blanch them, shock them, butter, salt, and pepper, and just hold them on a tray in the walk-in for a day or two. Until I needed them, then I'd shoot them in a convection oven. They'd get nice and brown, and it was one per plate. With 2,000 plated beef stews or whatever, I couldn't put 2 little ones on a plate. It just didn't work. What they did was develop panels. Now, whether they have 9 or 8 or 6, for you guys right now, I honestly don't care. I'm more interested in the continuity of it, the consistency of the shaping. That's a decent chateau for 1 per plate. It's okay.
How would you rather us do them with the...
Now, I'm not saying you should do them with a French knife. I'm not saying you should do them that big. I mean, if you're at the convention center and you've got to sit down for 2,000, you can feel free. What we're going to do is a little smaller ones. If I just, this first cut is even important. Making sure those lines are parallel is your first thing you need to focus on. Then I'm going to go back, keep the knife in my hand. You can practice this at home by peeling that potato. Every time you peel potatoes, for mashed potatoes, hash browns, anything, just do it this way. Don't even pick up your peeler. Do it this way, and you will get good, and you'll develop some strength. For those of you with smaller hands, make sure you can always fit that in between there. That's first. You can't chateau if your thumb's in the middle of the potato. You end up making facets like a diamond when we want long panels, right? So then the next thing is just to start and do that curved look, right? Football shaped. I don't personally like the ones with points on the end. Some people do them. But you can do these all different shapes. So you got the curved shape, and then 360 degrees is a circle, right? If you want 7 sides, what's 360 divided by 7? Oh God, there's math again in the kitchen. I hate that. 360 divided by 7. 52.3. All you've got to remember is you rotate the potato 52.3 degrees. See how I'm simplifying this for you?
Oh, yeah.
That's 52.3 degrees, that's all.
That's it, easy. And then you just keep going, making that light curved panel. Then the next thing is the evaluative process. I'm going to look at this and go, where do I need help? Is that perfect? No. I find the bottom where my thumb is always bigger than the top. I don't know why, it doesn't matter, I don't care. It is. It's just maybe I'm protecting my thumb, I don't know. So then I'm going to turn it over. This panel looks like it's small at that end. It's not uniform. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and make some adjustments. I turn it over so that compensate for that thumb thing I got going. And I'm going to go over carefully the panels. Notice the strokes go the complete length of the potato. And there you've got one nice big chateau, and it's nice and flat and level. When I do chateaus in a restaurant or for any facility or dinner, the first one I'm doing is my prototype. And the next one is what I'm going to compare it to. The first thing that needs to be accurate for the next one is the height, and I can go chop chop and compare the height of it to begin with and make sure that's right and proceed from there. Now you guys, for us today, we're going to do them a little smaller so you can get 2 potatoes or 2 chateaus per potato. Same process. Same process, 52 degrees. 0.3. Thank you. Not quite. We turn it over. We follow the patterns. Put your knife down, Schultz. You just go over and kind of check everything. And there's our next one that's a little smaller. Now let's do the next one. Parallel sides. That's a little big still. A little smaller. Yep, that looks good. 52.3 degrees. Long, straight, curved stroke.
That was 45.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Yeah, not very good. Go back, correct those. Correct. Didn't like that cut. Get that a little different. That's pretty good. Now, another way, Chef, if you don't like that, Chef down the hall, Chef down the hall, what's his name? Biegler. Chef Biegler. He likes to do them this way. I think it's harder for you to learn it. This is a long one, and you have to deal mentally. You're dealing with this flat side. But what I do is still a little long for my little girlish fingers. We're just going to go over this again, 52 degrees, make some cuts. We'll go back and make adjustments after that. He does this one long, narrow. Take off these sides. You kind of get used to it. He does little chateaus that look like that. Take a little more off. Always using the first one as a prototype. Make sense?
What sense it makes?
So your last 2 cuts are just pointing out the corners of that original side.
That's the way I do them. I think he does it a little different, but that's the way I think through it, man.
Okay.
So there's what I'd call the big size, the medium size, and you can do the next size down is Olivet, which is a smidge smaller than this. I'll take a little more off. We go down in size one more time. You know, how much potato do you really want to waste? Now I will say too, in a restaurant where they're doing chateaus regularly, you may well buy a potato that's a specific size so that you have minimized waste. It's always a good plan. Here we're using a general potato just because. Chateaus, go back, do it.